it's not easy. I mean, sometimes you forget and then you also speak the language with them. But our mother tongue is very, very important. We need to teach them. It's difficult though, but we need to also teach them. But now though, we're going to discuss a topic which is very, very key. And my guest is seated with me on indiscipline in our schools. Very, very, very important. Indiscipline in our schools. It's very, very important. My guest with me is William Buedi. He's Executive Director of Educate Africa Institute and is an educationist as well. He's also a political analyst. Boss, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So we have plethora of issues to discuss. We'll go into indiscipline, but before we come to that, let's touch on some pertinent issues happening in this country. When we're coming and we heard that Clockstack have achieved their aim. You know, they went on strike, and it looks like the strike will be over, isn't it?
Yeah. From what we are reading and hearing, I think it's a good news. Yeah, I would say it's a good news, and that's what I think every organization or association should stand for. If you think something is happening and it is not going well with you, you must, stand for. And I'll thumb up to the closer leadership. Yes, it isn't like the teacher unions. They will declare strike and they will not achieve it, but they will call up the strike.
They have. Right. So you and also the 10% increase in salaries for public sector workers. Good idea.
It's a good move, though it's not enough.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's not enough to public sector workers. Looking at the economic conditions we find ourselves as Ghanaians, bro, like we needed like 30% upwards.
but the government is also saying they don't. There's not much in the coffers, so we should manage this for now.
That thing has become a yardstick, and every government uses it as an excuse, and it is not helping. You see, when you trace the records in line with salary increments, when you check 2011, the highest increment of that we recorded was 20%. 2012, it dropped to 18%. 2013, it further decreased to 10%. 2014, the government introduced COLA, that is cost of living allowance, but then it was still 10%, and the COLA too was 10%. 2015, a 15% increment was agreed upon, and 2016, the increment was still 10%. 2017, it increased to 12.5%. 2017, I am saying this for records sake. 2017, 2018, the increment was 11%. 2019 and 2020, both years saw an increment of 10%. Fast forward, 2023, a 30% base pay increment was approved, which was effective January 2023. And 2024, we saw 23% base pay increments that was approved, and it was effective January 2023 to June. Then there was another 2% additional increment. So at the end, it became 25% from 2023, and now it's 10%. It means it has gone down.
Oh, okay.
And I am not sure Ghanaians are happy, but most of us are also sympathizing with the new government. Yeah. So let's see. I would say let's see. We are not happy, honestly speaking.
Right, let's enter into our substantive discussion today, where we talk about indiscipline.
Yeah.
And indiscipline is a growing problem in the Ghanaian schools, including bullying, stealing, and sexual misconduct. Now, these issues affect students, teachers, and parents, and they have raised concerns about school management and policies. Some of the common type of indiscipline we know is stealing, cheating, sexual misconduct, bullying, absenteeism, violence, disobedience, and drug abuse and vandalism. These are some of them, the causes. In recent times, though, we've seen that it's going upwards. What should we do? For example, we have that one of the Accra incident. There's a video we showed where some of the young boys were lying on top of the girls and their colleagues were just caning them. What should we do about indiscipline? Because there are policies actually of reforms by the National Commission for Civic Education and then the Ghana Education Service. They looked at some reforms which they are dealing with. But what should we do about indiscipline? It's growing. It's a growing phenomenon. How should we go about it now?
It's very sad because this indiscipline we are discussing is being put up and practiced by the future leaders we always do refer to. And if truly they are the future leaders and they are doing this, then we just imagine the kind of future ahead of all of us. It's a danger, it's a red flag, and we need to address it totally, holistically. We must make sure we have clear rules and they are fully implemented in the various schools without favoritism and nepotism. When we check the various schools, we have school rules and regulations. Yet these things are happening, and I think that there is something that we've planted, and that is the reason why the indiscipline is increasing in the schools.
Exactly,
because what we planted those days has now grown, and it has bear fruits, and we are eating. You know, way back 2017. Before the ban on corporal punishment, indiscipline was happening. We were recording them, but it wasn't as it is now.
Now, the percentage, though, before you continue, the GS reported a 16% increase in student-related discipline cases in 2023 compared to 2020. So every year it just goes up. And they said they have policies they are formulating to deal with, or policy reforms, and that ties in with the education reform going on there. We don't know what, because the policy reforms they talk about them, but we don't see exactly what, because there's no corporal punishment now, isn't it?
You know, as a professional teacher and also a professional social worker, tackling indiscipline in our schools, I would opt for recruiting school social workers. Honestly speaking, when you go to the Western world, in terms of engaging students, counseling students, monitoring their behavior, that is the duty of school social workers. So school social workers do not teach. That is the core mandate that they perform. But in Ghana, we don't have school social workers in our schools. Honestly speaking, they are not, social workers are not recognized in Ghana. So we are not even thinking of engaging school social workers. In the Western world, the only work school social workers do is to counsel teachers, students, and advocate for schools, also represent schools in the community, liaise between the government and the schools. So you will not see a teacher lamenting that we don't have books, we don't have this, our classroom is poor, we need new classrooms. No, that is the work of school social workers, and that is what Ghana government want to do, but they are not doing it rightly. So in Ghana, a teacher has no authority to speak to the media. In the Western world, a teacher has no authority to speak to the media, but they do that through the school social workers.
So
they advocate.
Social workers are key.
They are key.
So what role do they play? So you are saying that they are not part of the teaching staff.
Yes.
But they come in to speak to advise
yes,
the teachers and look at the students,
the students and even the parents, because when we talk of stakeholders, parents are first.
Yeah.
Let me say, they are the first stakeholders on the list. So school social workers engage to address teachers' needs, things that teacher cannot come out to advocate for. It is the duty of the school social worker to do that.
Look at what we are seeing.
Like what we are watching on TV now. Issues like this, it is the duty of school social worker to intervene, stop it, and check the root cause of this abysmal action, and stop it by engaging government entity. For instance, Ministry of Education or Ghana Education Service. Besides, teacher unions, they engage them. So when it comes to classroom work, it is solely the mandate of a teacher. So teachers do get enough time to do research, learn, and come and teach.
So teachers don't go around trying to discipline students. Well, that's not part of them. Theirs is to learn.
Or there are some students who are slow learners, or they are latecomers. They don't come to school regularly. When you identify it, you report to the school social worker to address to that issue. You see, so they address all these issues, then they go back to classroom and teach. So they focus. The word is teacher. They teach, and the school social worker take that responsibilities up and make sure the school environment is serene for academic activities. And we are not doing it. That is why we are seeing uprising of indiscipline in across schools in the country.
We also, you mentioned corporal punishment, and we've abolished it.
Yes,
but we've not instituted any form of punishment since we abolished it. Is it also a problem?
2017, when that thing, I was in class by then, and the alternative given by Ghana Education Service was scolding. We should stop punishing them, but rather we should scold them. And in a situation where we think the student or the culprit needs to be punished severely, we write letter through the head teacher to the district director of education. If the director thinks he or she cannot solve it, it must get to the regional. If the regional can't, it must get to the national, that is the Director General of GES. So the Director General of GES, who is in Accra, is the one going to determine the type of punishment to be given to the culprit.
That's how
when you delve into it and analyze it by applying common sense, it is not right. Because the Director General is not in classroom, and he didn't witness that incident, so he cannot determine the accurate or the right punishment. And viewers, please, we are misusing a certain word, punishment. The punishment as a social worker, the correct word is discipline. So any action that will let student go through or experience, it is not punishment. We are not inflicting pains on the student, but we are rather correcting, we are disciplining that corporate or that student. So it is a discipline measures that we put up. So for instance, gone were the days that we let a student read. That reading is not a punishment, it's another lesson. Because those days agriculture studies was not integrated to science. It was a separate course. So when a teacher asks you to go and read for maybe something that you've done wrong, it's another form of teaching you how to read.
The problem is the degree of discipline.
The degree
we said we shouldn't say punishment. So the degree of discipline. The discretion to apply it on the student.
Yes,
that's what probably there are problems between the teacher and then the parent.
Yes,
the determination of it.
Yeah,
how to go about disciplining the child is where the issue
is.
But we've not been able to give a clear-cut
alternative.
Yes, and that's the issue.
That's the issue.
How are we going to go about this?
I am of the view that we should bring back corporal punishment. Please, no teacher enjoy punishing or disciplining a student. No teacher has a peculiar interest in that action. The only interest is to make a change, to reform the child, changing from bad to good behavior. So I am of the view that I think we could have engaged teachers before the ban on corporal punishment. We could have engaged teachers to let them know, okay, currently you do give them 6 canes or lashes. Now make it 1 or 2. Even before that, talk to them to some extent before you apply that force, because it is usually said that when persuasion fails, force must be applied. So when you think you've persuaded and it failed, you apply the force, but at this minimal point, I think that would be
would people follow the minimal point you're saying? Because what the reports you're getting is that the teachers apply, sometimes they go with their emotions. There's anger attached to it, and when you are angry, it's a different thing altogether. Yes. Your mind doesn't really think as it should.
Yeah.
So you apply the force, like, you understand, anyhow, to hurt the child. So that, you see, it's difficult to say that. Look, let's cane the child, let's give the child. How are we going to deal with that? I think that's the reason they abolished the corporal punishment. But my issue is that since you abolish the corporal punishment, they've not been able to bring any clear-cut alternative.
Yes.
And the children are, because we saw the video of the boys lying on the girls and some caning them.
This issue need a pragmatic approach, and as you said, there's no clear alternative except the scolding. And to be honest with you, I've been caned before, and I've also caned before. When a teacher is caning you, bro, you cannot stand still to receive the canes, since you have the feeling. You act as if you want to prevent it. So definitely, and in some cases, when a teacher is caning a student, there's no way the student will just stand still. So that normally lead to the anger, or that will maybe the cane will touch a place that the teacher has not even planned to let the cane touch. So that is occupational hazard, and it do happens in most of the settings. So we should consider that teachers are human beings, as the kids are also human beings. So, and the rules are made for the human beings. The human beings are not made for the rules. So when we are implementing certain things, we must start it in pilot basis, check if it will help. The problem we have as a country is that we implement policies holistically instead of doing it pilot basis. We must take it, okay, we are taking Greater Accra and Central Region as a case study to pilot the ban on punishment or corporal punishment. Thereafter, we add more regions to it, pilot policy. So that was the best approach, but they failed to do it, and now we are bearing the fruit. Honestly speaking, we are blacks. I am not saying that we are blacks so we should kill ourselves, but we should get it right. Our culture, our norms are totally different from the Western culture. So when we are doing certain things in the Western world, I am not sure a child or every child, it is their mandate or they have been cultured to help any elderly person around. But in Ghana or in Africa, that is part of us. As a child, when you see any elderly person, whether you know the person or not, so far as the person is an elderly person, you will go and help the person. If you are sitting in a public place and an elderly person comes, you will stand up for the elderly person to sit. But in the Western world, it is not happening. So if we go copy and paste just like that, it will not help us. So that case, we should have gathered or call for this national education degree or the proper state of education policy that we have. If the students are not behaving well, please, it will be very difficult for us to implement the policies and achieve the goals. Yes.
Supervision as well is important. Like you mentioned, the social workers. We've moved away from social workers and we've left everything for teachers to do.
Yes.
The concentration of teachers in the school, in teaching and learning, should be key. We should leave the discipline side for somebody else to do, but it's not happening now.
It's not happening.
Are you
now.
expecting the forum to look at it again?
Yes, that would be great, because in the kind of revolution we find ourselves, other countries are advancing. So we must at least learn the positive aspects from their lifestyle. So as I said, school social workers are being. We have social workers in the country, but we are not seeing them because they don't have any recognition. So at the end of the National Education Forum,
are they looking at it now? We don't do them now. Practice the social worker thing now.
No, we are not recognizing them at all.
Okay.
Yes, government doesn't recognize them at all. But there is a course at the various universities that they are offering, of which I studied some at University of Ghana. Yeah, so I'll be very glad to hear that at the end of the National Education Forum, now government is going to recruit school social workers or social workers at whole. Then they will support teachers in schools. In fact, school development, we cannot achieve it without social workers or school social workers, because they play a crucial role. Yeah.
One thing which we've spoken about on this network, since it's on it, that look, it will help them. We are in the technological age, so we should allow the student to use the mobile phone to learn. Others have also said that look, it would rather make them more indisciplined. Already we are not allowing it, but it's there, they are using it. What is your take on it?
The use of mobile phone has to do
cell
with
phones.
Yeah, has to do with national issue. And we must not shoot it down when someone or a certain group of people bring it up on table, because as we speak, I think the only entity advocating for that is Educate Africa Institute. We have taken it upon ourselves to let the government get it right that we are in technology revolution, and we cannot do that without letting our students know the knowledge of technology by using mobile phone. Some of the students may misuse the phone, but that doesn't mean we should focus only on the negative, or we should juxtapose the negative over the positive. Yes, there are negative aspects of it, but look, let's look at the positive aspect. If we allow students to use mobile phone with careful measures, one, educational benefit, access to information, it is going to help the students more. They will be current, they will be up to date. I am much concerned about the impact the students will make after school. Because let me define this. As a nation, we must draw a clear line between school and education.
Okay.
School is totally different, is different from education. School is a well-established institute or center where we go through formal education. That is school. even exercise after lessons, assignment, group work. When it is time for PE, you go to football park. Others will also go to the volleyball court and play volleyball and handball and what have you. That process is what we call it education. So education is the process of acquiring knowledge, skill, and character training. Now, after school, you are come to make an impact, first, on yourself, second, in your society, and third, the impact is national. So your personal development or growth, the society, and the impact must grow and affect national development. We were once students, and now we are here on national television imparting knowledge. So that is the essence of school and education. So if your school is not properly established, having all the needed materials and equipment, bro, you go to school, but you graduate as a raw graduate because the school was not properly established. In Ghana, you could count number of schools having computer lab well furnished with computers or tablets. We did donation last year at Jekiti, Presby Basic School, Eastern Region. Actually, the thing was done at the computer lab. And I saw 9 computers, desktop computers. I asked the headmaster, and he told me only 2 are functioning.
Out of the 9?
Out of the 9, only 2 are functioning. So let's ask ourselves, the students over there, how are they learning ICT? So we are in 21st century in Ghana, and still the ICT teacher is still writing notes on chalkboard. How well is the student learning ICT? After completion of school, do we expect the student, depending on the government for so long, and the government is not being responsible? 2012, thereabout. Then NDC government told us they are going to provide 1 teacher, 1 laptop, and that contract was given to RG. What did we see? It wasn't materialized, and teachers didn't get that laptop. Only few of them got it. Recently, the immediate past government also said, Baumia, the former vice president, said every SHS is going to get Wi-Fi. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. Even most of the tertiary schools are not even having
laptops as well.
And the laptop, then government launched Ghana Smart School. They use some schools as a case study where they gave them tablet. I am a teacher at St. Mary's Senior High School, Kwalegon here. Come to my tablet. So where is the Ghana Smart School? We are deceiving ourselves. Maybe if government make it legal for students to use mobile phone with careful measures, some students can bring phones with careful measures. They can even help their colleagues who are not having
the problem people are having, because like I said, we've been having this discussion over the week. I mean, last week we touched on it. We touched on it this week as well. We had some conversations. The problem is that if you say careful measures, what do you mean? Because we know how these young ones are. How will you monitor the careful measure? Exactly. That's what people want to know.
Look, the rate at which we focus on the negative aspect is what is not helping us to arrive at a possible solution or to get pragmatic solutions to curb this issue. So I mentioned under education benefit, access to information, then digital literacy. There is no digital literacy. I have mobile phone. Do you know what I use the phone for? You don't know. I started Educate Africa Institute, and my office was WhatsApp group, because I know I have knowledge about digital platforms, and there are digital platforms available. So I have the knowledge. I hope you know that. Yes. So if we are ready, under normal circumstances, as a human being, you plan to travel today, this afternoon. If you don't have car, you plan of transportation, right? Then you check your time where you go. You get to the station and pick your passenger car. So as a nation, when we accept that we are going to make it legal for students to use mobile phone, then we must also think we have the human resource or the human capital. The academia, we are ready. We will think and bring on board that one, when we provide digital literacy, our students will use the technology devices wisely. The problem is not the phone or the cell phone or the tablet or the laptop. The problem has to do with the user.
Yeah.
It's garbage in, garbage out. What you've planned is what you manipulate the phone to do for you. When I was coming, I knew what I am coming to do. So I was using my phone to do research in line with what I am talking about now. So we need digital literacy. If you're ready to let students use mobile phone, we must let them know, have digital literacy. Besides that, online resources. Let me read it. Mobile phone enables students to access online educational resources such as ebook, educational apps, and websites. There are a lot of students without dictionary. They come to classroom without any dictionary. With mobile phone, they can have a lot of things, including dictionary, on their phones. Let's come to communication and safety. Emergency contact. We are in this school when you hear a student at Ghana National College has passed on, and he was complaining about this, and because of there wasn't proper communication and in time, he has passed out. It will not happen again. Then it goes off. The media will not talk about it again. A blue girls, it happened to 60-year-old girl.
Yeah.
We waited for the girl to die, then we transformed the body to the Tekwashi government hospital. Meanwhile, when the person needed medical attention, we didn't help. And it was because of poor communication. There wasn't proper communication to the headmistress or the house mistress. So if the students were using mobile phone, at least one of them could have make a call. Madam, this is what is happening to us. We must let our students know. After SHS, they are going to tertiary. Tertiary, nobody is going to seize them from or restrict them from using mobile phone. At the tertiary level, some students have 3, 4, 5 phones, including laptop. Who is checking them? When they complete school, where are they going? I don't come to Ghana. They are coming to Ghana to work. You go to hospitals, nurses, instead of attending to a patient, they will be fidgeting their phones. So it means that kind of abysmal attitude has to do with everyone. It has to do with you, the user, not only the student. So we shouldn't see the mobile phone as an evil device. No, it is a technology device. Then the one using it as a user must have a positive conscience to manipulate the phone well.
That is where the issue is. The positive conscience is that's where the problem people have issues with. Because a young lady or a young boy who is so excited, yes, he or she will learn from the mobile, but the excesses. You know, sometimes we see them on TikTok, then they are doing TikTok. Most of them are on TikTok, and they are just, you are saying we shouldn't look at the negative, but no. We should also look at that, isn't it?
Look, that young girl you see on TikTok, showing all the supposed hidden part of the body, has no digital literacy. That young girl has no knowledge about the essence of social media. I gave you an example that I started the think tank by using WhatsApp as my office. Why did I do that? Because I have knowledge about WhatsApp. Most people are making money on WhatsApp alone. Wodimaya is now a billionaire. He owns estates. I saw some private jet, and he's using YouTube and Facebook. He has learned something about social media. Please, social media has come to stay. We should also get it right. We are in technology revolution. We will not go back. Gone were the days that were allowing teachers to cane students. Now government is saying that they should stop. Why don't we let students have knowledge about the use of mobile phone, then the knowledge about social media, and have digital knowledge, so that when they have access to the device, they will use it rightly. Please, my concern is that when the child comes to school and you say he shouldn't or she shouldn't come to school with the mobile phone, what of when he goes to the house? There are some students, they hardly see their parents at home. If they will see their mother or dad, unless it is Sunday, because of work, their mother or their dad put money there and go at the dawn and return at night. So at home, there is no proper monitoring, and of course, there is no proper parental responsibility in the. It's not the problem. The student using the phone is not the problem. The problem is a nationwide thing of which you need to look at.
So you mean that there should be responsibility when we are doing this? Somebody, we should make sure we are checking all these things.
We need to change our attitude towards the use of those devices. So I was told I will be on Bullet TV this morning, and the schedule is 9. What should I do? I must wake up very early, do my exercise, take my breakfast before get here around maybe 30 minutes before the time.
Yeah, you came in earlier.
That is it. So I know I have program and I must manage my time very well to make the show happen. That is the responsibility. And the responsibility doesn't lie on the student or the learner alone. It is the responsibility of parents, the society, the teachers. They still live without Facebook now. We cannot live without mobile phone now. We cannot live without laptop now. Even now, if you don't have ICT knowledge about ICT, your employment rate is at stake.
So before you continue, so your issue is that if there were computers and laptops in schools, adequately in schools, then we wouldn't need mobile phone.
Good.
But your argument is because we don't have them, government is not able to provide for everybody. The alternative should be mobile phone for learning.
Yes.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes, that is what I am saying.
Should we take out? So we shouldn't take out anything to stop them going on TikTok or anything. Because that's the argument.
Let me make this reference. This was Tuesday, 24th October 20. Honorable Ezra Owusu. The headline captured on Ghana Web. Senior high school students to use mobile phones for learning. Let me just give this brief.
Yes.
The Communications Ministry is in discussion with the Education Ministry to fashion out strategies about how senior high school students could have access to all school curricula on mobile phones in a regulated manner.
Yeah, the regulated manner.
That is the careful measures I mentioned.
Yes.
So the thing is that what the topic we are discussing now, it will become legal someday ahead of us.
Yes.
Because we can never run away.
Then we need a lot of education for all of us. Because look, I mean, there are people who disagree, who still say, our time, we didn't use mobile phone, but we learned. We were brilliant in school. But the argument is that times have changed. This is a technological age. So we need to use the mobile phone. For there are two schools of thought. You understand? So you need to work on the people who believe that we don't need it, but it has come rather to bring some sort of retrogression in learning when it comes to our young ones. So the negative side is what it is because of what we've seen them do with the mobile phones. You understand? Like somebody who say, for example, I saw something say in Akan, some young girls, school,
Yes,
you know those things. You tell me what.
Don't say our time. We're not using mobile phone, but we're able to learn and we pass our exams. The nation is, excuse my word, sick. It's sick because everything we do in education, the end goal is A, B, and the category that you go. We are running exam-centric system, but not education system.
Okay.
That is why I define school and education for us to get the lines between school and education and the impact in education out of a well-established school. That is colloquial mindset for saying our time we're not using mobile phone. I'm not referring to you, but I am referring to that school of thought.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, and the colloquial is not an insult.
Oh, no,
It means an old age thinking.
Yes.
Those days, how many people were having smartphones? Have they thought of that? Even the keypad ones. How many people were having it? It was only the rich and the wealthy people were having it. But today we have access to these things. If you don't have banchi for fufu, please, you will not eat fufu.
Okay.
You eat.
That's cassava.
Yes, cassava. If you don't have cassava for fufu, you will not eat fufu. You eat what is available. I hope you get it.
Yes, I get
Yes. So those days, those technology devices were not available.
So if they were there, they wouldn't be complaining.
That is it. And we are in technology revolution. Now, the show we are doing now, people are watching on TV, others are watching on Facebook. That is where we are now. Others are also following on other social media platforms. Gone were the days that somebody could take at last, butcher someone, and nobody will hear or see. But today, we see it because someone will also capture it and share it on Facebook. And the person will be caught. So that is the essence. So I am urging that as a nation, in everything, there are negative and positive. But we must try our best to prioritize the positive and find solutions to address the negative whilst promoting the positive aspect. Because I gave you an example that, and I think you've witnessed it.
Yeah.
You go to some hospitals, not only nurses, some doctors or PAs, even the patient going for medication, they will mention his or her name, and because of he was on phone, he will not hear unless somebody tap the shoulder before. Oh, okay. So it is not affecting only the student. So as a nation, we need to educate ourselves. This is one of the responsibilities of NCC, and they are not doing. We only hear them during election time. So Ghana is not. Let's catch up.
Integrate that one. We should allow them.
But educate them. We should check their mindset on how to use mobile phone or other technological devices, because those things will help us advance. Other countries are advancing in agriculture by using technology, but in Ghana we don't do. The best we could do is to buy the spraying machine and go and spray it, and that's all. Those giving us weedicide are not even using the weedicides in their countries. And today, you know, even go to farm and find a tortoise or a snail, and we have not even thought of because of the weedicides. Look at the kind of food we eat. So I am saying that we are advancing. Please, if you will learn from the Western world, we should check and pick out the positive ones. Then, before you implement a policy, in fact, I loved how the past government implemented e-levy.
Okay.
I hope you witnessed it.
Yeah.
There was community engagement. They engaged Ghanaians. They educated them to know the essence of the e-levy before they implemented it. And so far, that is the only national policy I've seen. And I think the National Education Forum ongoing. I hope So we must engage, we must enforce public education before we bring some policies and enforce. That will help us, because it will be very difficult to draw a line between or set a barrier between our students now and technology. No.
Then we have to work on our mindset when it comes to
when the Form 1s were going home, you know, because of the traffic, that red and the green and the gold, that double track, when the Form 1s were going, sir, please create WhatsApp group for us so that when you go home we can learn on the group. And some teachers are still teaching them by using WhatsApp group. Please, is it bad?
No,
it's not bad. And that student has the knowledge of the good use of WhatsApp. So we must let our students know. We must let our parents at home know the essence of this social media thing. The age we are now, that is the way. So we must rather accept it, have the knowledge, and use it to have the benefits.
Okay, thank you. But before we go though, the PTA is back.
Yeah, it's good.
What you're talking about, the PTA also plays a role. The parents, or I should say, the parents play a role.
Yeah.
So now that they are back, the association is back. What do you think about it now?
PTA is indeed back, and I will salute the Honorable Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, for rethinking that we still need it. PTA play pivotal role in school development. There are some issues confronting many schools in the country that has been successfully resolved by PTA. In terms of decision making on extracurricular activities like field trip or excursion, you must engage the parents to let them know the essence of field trip or excursion. Thereafter, you must let them know, then you all come into consensus on the amount that you pay. So in this decision making, you engage the parent. So for the student to pay the money to help carry out that decision is so easy. At a point, you go to some schools and you see polytank written donated by PTA. You see some school bus
donated by
PTA. You see some dormitories or some dining halls, other educational projects. It is more championed by the PTA. So the PTA is good. It also helps establish cordial relationship between parents, teachers, and students. And it gives a serene environment for academic performance. So honestly speaking, PTA is good. And I am happy it is back.
Thank you very much. It's been fruitful talking to you. William Boedi is Executive Director of Educate Africa Institute, and he's also educationist, political analyst as well. Thank you very much for coming.
My board chairman is watching, Mr. Samuel Nana Osei for SB.
Okay,
he's in the USA.
Right,
he's watching.
He's watching.
Yeah, he's watching.
Okay, we are grateful.
So, I salute you.
Right, we salute you. Thank you very much for coming, sir. Thank you so much. We'll take a break here. When we come back, Sally will join me. Then we'll wrap up.
Breaking stories, comprehensive updates, and expert analysis. This is Bullet TV News. Get your updates all day long with Bullet Morning News at 6 a.m. Noon target at 12 midday. Newsroom every evening at 7 p.m. and news nights Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. only on Bullet TV. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay with Bullet TV.
Oh yeah. Come on, Fro. Blubber.
Hello, plumber.
Hello, baby. What's your name? Hello.
Oh, I don't know. Honey, Strobin.
Strobin has essential oils to relieve you from that sore and discomforting throat. Soothing that throat and speak soundly with Strobin lozenges.
Kase.
Hello.
Plumber. Me fall back why?
Why any plumber?
Somje. Apostle Masio.
It's in the open
Strobin, clear your throat. This advert is FDA approved. This product is marketed and distributed by Tobinco Pharmaceuticals Limited.
To watch your favorite channel, Bullet TV on Arabsat, please follow these simple steps to configure your receiver. Step 1. Select Arabsat satellite in the satellite selection menu. Upon selection, you will see Arabsat BAT 26, BAT 4, BAT 5, BAT 6 or BAT 8, all in the angle of 26. Step 2. Go to channel search, manual TP search or manual search. Step 3. Select the frequency 12265 from the transponder list or input the frequency 12265 manually. Step 4. Select the symbol rate 27,500 from the list. Step 5. Select the polarization or polarity manually to horizontal H. Step 6. Set network search to yes or enable. Press OK or scan to scan the channels. Bullet TV, on target every moment.
Welcome back.
Right.
This is the morning. It's been the morning target. All the way from 6 a.m. You stuck with us until now. We really appreciate it. But I liked your conversation on education. But only one thing: that corporal punishment. No, for me.
No.
For
me too. I there should be an alternative, and we've not been able to bring out any policy on that. You know, it's been wishy-washy. I mean, yes, weed and those things. I mean, but there should be a strict policy about
continuous
social workers. And I didn't really know that there are people who you employ, social workers you employ, who deal with disciplinary issues within the school.
That's their expertise.
So the teachers will concentrate on studying and teaching.
That's right.
You understand? And I think that will be fine. You understand?
If we begin to take education really seriously, like now we're having a whole forum about it, and we're looking at reforms within the sector, we must also be open to inviting certain expertise to help make the work more easier than it is, and make teaching and learning more effective.
Yeah, very, very important.
At the end of the day, that's the goal.
Right, that's our show this morning. It's been wonderful coming your way.
You have to wrap up in your mother tongue. Today is Mother Languages Day.
Okay. Yeah, the one I say the when you asha sema ye wada nye classic kan ye ko JC ne nye ko ogbenya ma ne jo nye kla
akpenami be mi numianchi hu cover said fifia. Today is the Mother Tongue Day. Let's be encouraged that this is something we are proud of. Let's speak it and let's ensure that our children know our mother tongues.
Yes. Thank you so much for being with us. We're grateful, and hopefully we'll see you again next week. My name is Nana Kwekwedia.
I almost said tomorrow. We'll see you next week. Sally, Akala Chapalo is my name. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.